Alright guys, welcome back. We're going into round 3 here. This is game 1. I am playing against Dracotail. He rolls pretty high. I hit Snake Eyes. And so he is going to opt to go first here. In my hand, we got a Droplet, Obedient School, double Imperm, and a Fua. So we're going to Imperm this normal summon Lucius right off the rip. And then after that, we're going to chain the Fua just to see if he has any plays, and he has the Called By for the Fua. Goes with Rahu. He's going to send off a Shadal, a Fua, and Phimena for the Arthalion. He's going to go Arthalion. Target the Shadal and the Phimena here. I'm going to chain Imperm to the Arthalion to keep him off of those bodies. But he is going to get the Hedgehog, Send, and the Phimena set. So he's going to go ahead and set the Kitu, and then he's going to add the Squamata to hand. He's going to go Ketu to add. He's going to add a Phimena, and then he's locked into Fusion, so he's not able to go for the Spirit of Blue Eyes Seals Pass line. So he's just showing his hand, reminding me what he had added last turn. I'm going to start with Obedient School here. So I'm going to summon out all three names just to get them into rotation here. And then here he says think, and then he's going to use the Phimena to fuse. He's going to send off the Lucius and the, I don't even know what that is, the Squamata maybe, to make an Arthalion. And then he's going to go Arthalion, Chainlink 1, then Lucius, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3, the Squamata, or maybe swap those two. But you really just want to use the Arthalion as your Chainlink 1, just so that way you chain block. Prevent getting ghost belled or something like that. But fortunately I have a Droplet here. I'm going to send the Lollipop Droplet, target that Arthalion just so he doesn't get that bounce. He's going to go ahead and set Flames, I believe that is going to be the spell Trap Negate, and then he's going to send the Beast off of Squamata, give him a cut, give him a draw, and then at this point we're going to play pretty carefree, just because I'm not too afraid of what that draw was going to be. So we link off the Cupsy, go into the Snatchy, place the field spell, and then we're going to link off into the Lollipop to get some names back here into rotation. We're going to add back so they summon back, they are negated off the summon res from Lollipop. So we got Lollipop and Snatchy. We're going to synchro those off into Cupsy. Do a little Graveyard Fantasy, what I have here. And then we're going to have Lollipop in hand. And then so we're going to add Cookie and Cupsy. And we're going to discard the Cupsy. Link off the Cupsy into the Snatchy. And then we're going to go Mignon, target Cookie. Special the Lollipop. Special the Cookie. And then we are just going to go into battle here, because that should be enough. The field spell is boosting all of my guys by 25. Cookie is at 100 or 1,000. Snatchy is 600. I don't know what the Lollipop is, but they're pretty big beaters here, and that should be enough for game, and that is going to be game 1. One thing that I'd like to start doing with these videos is probably leaving a little bit of the siding process in, just so that way we have a chance to chat and kind of talk through how that last game went. In my side, I play a lot of, I'm playing a third copy of Thrust. Got some deck lockdowns, got some Solemns, got some Lancias for Malice, and then Droll for some robe coverage. And then we also have some Dark Rulers as well. So we're going to put in that Feather Duster. We're going to probably put in these 2 Dark Rulers as well. I am running a board breaker build here. Kind of. Less monster hand traps just because I wanted to play into the strength of Yummy, where I don't have to play into the canine cards. I don't think Bryce is on any of the canine cards in his build, but you just never know. And so here I'm siding out, I believe I sided out Black Goat, and I didn't catch what that other third card was. But we are siding in 2 copies of Dark Ruler, a Feather Duster, and I believe my 3rd copy of Thrust. There we go. And I think I saw a Called By coming out as well. I just felt like Called By was a little bit meh going into this matchup. I'd rather open up a little bit more gas and some other things to stop him here. We're going to give this a little shuffle, give it a cut, and I believe Bryce opts to go first. So this is going into game 2 here. So he's going to go normal Lucius. I really don't have any interaction here. I had a Hornet Drones. Looks like it was a surprise droplet, thrust, and a name. So we'll see what kind of board he can set up. He's going to go Arthalion, targeting I think he's targeting the Phimena, but he's going to get a Phimena set, or a Lucius set, and a Squamata send. He's going to send the Hedgehog, add back the Phimena. He sets Rahu here. And so he's going to add the Squamata. And he's going to Rahu Dracotail. And so he gets Diffuse from the deck. He's going to send the Urgula and the Phimena that he added back from hand. So he's going to get 2 sets here. He summons the Gulamel. And so he's going to place Flame. And he's going to set the Ketu. And so Ketu is going to allow him to add 1. He's going to add the Malulu here. I don't control any monsters, so he doesn't get anything back. And then he's going to go Urgula, bottom deck it, and add back the Phimena. And we're going to go off here. So we hit that evenly matched. I do run evenly matched in the main, just because it's valuable when I lose the die roll, which I usually do. So we go main phase, go straight into battle, end the battle. Not much that he can do here. He's going to banish face down, and then I believe he keeps he kept one of the spells, but it could be one of the traps. I wasn't sure, but we're going to go Hornet Drones. He's going to go into a Winda here, and because of that, I have used my 1 summon, my 1 special summon. It's going to be blocked out here. He's going to set a couple things. Just some follow-up for next turn. So he added the Ketu just for some follow-up. I think about it here, and I realize that I do have a play here. I'm going to go... That Obedient School is dead right now, but I'm going to go Thrust. We're going to Thrust into that Dark Ruler that I added. And then I'm going to go Droplet to negate. He kept that flame, so it's going to negate the Droplet. Which is fine, because I still get the Thrust Search. He has a monster, so I'm definitely going for that Dark Ruler just so I can play. So we go Dark Ruler, negate the Winda, and then I'm able to go off into my striker line. We go Kagari target Hornet Drones, add the Hornet Drones back. Hornet Drones makes a token. Synchro into Cupsy to add. Cupsy's going to add us the remaining names that we need. which is Cupsy and Lollipop. And then we're going to discard the Lollipop. From here we go Cookie, normal, special Cookie probably, and then we go into a Snatchy, and then normal, or special, the Cupsy here to add us the Quick Play. And then from here, we're going to go into the Lollipop. I'm just going to take advantage of him not being able to play right here. Lollipop's going to summon back two of the guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a Marcher, summon back the guy, and then we bring out the Snatchy off of that. And then we're going to place the field spell. And then Cupsy is going to come back. And then we're going to go into Herald here. Then from there we set the Snatchy, take a look at the graveyard, make sure we're good. And then we are going to pass it on over. So from here that window is live again. He's going to start with Ketu to add and then fuse. And so the nice thing is whatever he adds, and if he decides to fuse, because I have Herald, it's all just going to get banished because they will be sent off. I'm going to tag out here, summon out a Cookie and a Cupsy. And then we go Cupsy, or I guess he's going to resolve, add his Malulu here. He's deciding what he wants to fuse off into. So he's going to summon an Arthalion, and then he's going to be able to activate an effect. He's thinking on what to bounce. He's going to try to bounce back those two guys. I have the Cupsy add, and I have the Cookie pop. This is a pretty big misplay. I didn't want him summoning anymore, so instead of popping the window, I go ahead and just lower its attack. I should have just popped. The fact that I didn't, he left it on the board, and then I get cooked here because of that. Well, he actually has another piece of interruption that I can't play through on my next turn. A spoiler. Yeah, I definitely misplayed here. What I probably could have done was just use the probably let the return the bounce go off. But this was just a misplay on my part here. I believe the play is let those guys get bounced back and then use the surprise to well, the misplay is not popping Winda. If I pop Winda, then I can at least get another special summon. But because it's weakened, he normals the Drago, which is really one crazy. That's just the normal summon there. I take a chunk of damage here, and then he's gonna go ahead and reveal. I think he reveals the pan. I draw, and that's not gonna be anything. I go for Obedience School, start to summon, but then I realize we catch that I'm actually under the Drago, and I cannot do that. So we're gonna put those guys back. And yeah, nothing that I could do I could probably, I could have, I guess, oh, I couldn't even make Anima under the Draco, so that is it. So, should have popped the window, pop in the window would have been fine. I could at least return the Draco with the bounce, possibly, but it is what it is. So our locals forgot to set the timer, so round 3 is going to go pretty long here. We're going to get into a grind fest. But I already know that I am going to make him go first. So I am going through the motions of just flipping through my side deck, pulling out cards, putting them back, making 2 piles, and then putting the piles straight back into the side deck. I'm keeping pretty much exactly what I had that last game, knowing that I went second. And so I'm shuffling up here. I say, you're good to go second. So this is I think he runs off to grab a snack here real quick. So we'll take some time just to talk about this matchup. So Dracotail, the general consensus around the internet is Dracotail has a really great matchup going into Yummy, just because they have a ton of removal, right? So they have the spell or the traps that one can bounce an attack position monster, and the other one negates a face-up spell, and so that can negate the field spell. So you go into battle phase, they flip the trap, and then you're cooked, and then if you normal summon a name or whatever, and it's not Cupsy, they can just bounce back to hand, and that's pretty much your turn unless you have other extenders. So he's going to lead off with the Ketu. He's going to add the Lucius here. He's going to go Lucius. I'm going to go ahead and go Songs on that, just because if I go with, if there's like an Imperm or something, if he has 5 mana, he's just going to fuse it off. But that Songs is going to stop it regardless there. Because I went Songs, I'm not able to use that Fua in my hand, so it's kind of one or the other. And I opted to go for Songs here. Fua, I maybe would have gotten 1, maybe 2 draws off of it. I felt like the Songs might have had a little bit more value here. But I guess we'll find out. He fuses off a Phimena and an Urgula, goes into Arthalion. He's going to get 2 sets. He's going to set his 2 spells. And he's going to set 1 from hand. Not sure what that is. And so from here, looks like we got Fua, Thrust, Cups, Cookie, Dark Ruler, and Droplet. So I know he has 2 different spells set up in his middle and his right zone, and then that his right or his left, our right, I don't know what that is. So I'm going to start with a normal summon. Actually, I bluff the evenly. I go battle phase, main phase, trying to get something off of him, and he doesn't bite. And so I just go, okay, main phase 2, normal Cookie. And then from there we're going to go into Snatchy. And then Snatchy effect to place. We have to. I don't love using the effect right off the bat just because it's easily impermed and stuff, but we're going to go there because we have to make this play, right? We go Minion, target the Cookie, summon him back, and then he's going to go Super Poly. And that is going to be a pretty dang good hit there. We're going to set that Droplet. We're going to set the Dark Ruler. And I believe we just keep the Thrust and the Fua in hand here. So he's going to switch to attack mode. He's going to link off the Lucius into the Spirit with Eyes of Blue. I'm not necessarily sure why he went with that, since we're not in battle, but I guess he goes into the seals here. No way. Did I actually? That's crazy. I went Fua even though I control cards, and apparently we didn't catch it. So that's really bad. That's actually crazy that neither one of us caught that, because that changes how this plays out quite a bit. And so Gulamel pops the Dark Ruler. Oh man, that's crazy that I didn't catch that. That's one reason why I am starting this YouTube channel with these replays, is just I want to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh! And recording and watching these videos have helped me catch mistakes that I've made and not noticed. And so hopefully this can be a good resource for you guys too. But this is a game state that shouldn't even be going on, so that's rough. At this point, I've gotten a couple draws that I shouldn't have. But he's gonna go try to swing in for battle, for damage here. And so during the battle phase, I'm gonna flip droplets, send a bunch off my hands, cut some things down. I end up keeping the Mignon just in case I'm able to get a snatch it back on the field there, and so I don't have to search for it later. But that's gonna cut down quite a bit of damage. 15 on each, plus the Gurura's halved, and it doesn't get the double damage. So I live to die the next turn. We hit Obedience Schooled, which is crazy. We're gonna prosp for. Did we go 6 here? Yeah, I think we're digging for 6 just to look for some sort. And so we hit quite a few things. Well, we take the Dark Ruler just because that will keep us off of getting punished by that Gulamel. And then from here, we're gonna start with Dark Ruler, negate everything, and then we go ahead and go Obedient Schooled. He's got a 5 mana in his hand, so I think he's just looking at what he can fuse off here. And so we're going to bring out all 3 names here. I believe he's going to go into the... I think he goes into its Chaos Source here to pop something on the field, which isn't that big of a deal since I have a lot of names. And so from here, he's going to have a trigger. I'm going to read that card. I can't tell you what it does right off of the top of my head. I think it's based on whatever light and darks you send. It can pop that many cards on the field. Since he's just using the seals, he just gets one pop, which honestly doesn't matter too much. We go Snatchy. From here, we summon back the Cupsy, add the Quick Play. And then from here, we're going to go into Lollipop. Or I guess we're going into Cupsy to add, get some more bodies on the field so we can start clearing some stuff off. We'll add a Cookie. And then we are going to add just making sure I have names that I need, and I'm not pulling my third copy out of my deck. So we're going to go Cookie and Lollipop. Discard the Lollipop just so we have a little bit more stronger monsters here. From here we go into the Lollipo. Lollipo is going to summon back Cookie and Cookie. Effects are negated. And then from here we're going to special the third Cookie. And so all of those are getting boosted by 2,000. So they're all 3,000 and change. That extra deck is looking mighty thin there. This is where having a second field spell, whether that's another Mignon or another Akroki, is nice, just so that way you're able to recycle your Snatchies out of the graveyard. Otherwise, right here, I'm kind of stuck. I don't have a way to summon back my Link. I have the Quick Play in hand. But we're talking about the intricacies of Damage Step. And so if I kill Garura, Garura will get an add, but I don't get an opportunity to chain the Lollipo to that effect to draw. Just because the Damage Step is kind of weird that way, the only things that you can activate are things that specifically say, when they're destroyed by battle or something, or sent to the graveyard. And if it negates the activation, you can. So like Herald of Arclight negates the activation, Dragoon negates the activation, and then things that modify attack and damage, or attack and defense stats, you can activate in that Damage Step as well. So everything's pretty chunky. We're just going to beat over pretty much everything here, making sure that I use the correct bodies. They're all getting boosted by 25, so I shouldn't have any problems beating over. I'm bad at math, so it took a little bit of time to get that figured out. Yep, and so we just decided to just go for the kill. He's not going to take any damage because we're under Dark Ruler. That is always really important to remember. And so from here, we really just have to wait for him to play in, and then that way I can at least try to get some of my Link yummies back into rotation here. I'm going to chain the Lollipop, summon back one Snatchy, and then he's going to add the Pan and Fuse into an Arthalion. One of the Arthalions from that was destroyed in battle was banished because he had summoned it back. So that's what that little banish was, but he's going to go Arthalion to bounce a couple things. He's going to bounce 2 of my guys, or attempt to bounce 2 of my guys, and then he's going to go Gulamel to summon back. But he is all out of spells, and so he's not able to set anything. So I'm going to bounce there. And then one of those guys gets returned to hand. One of my cookies get returned to hand from the Arthalion. And so he's really just kind of looking for a way to swing in for game, because I did take quite a bit of damage on that droplet turn. He goes normal Lucius. I'm just checking his graveyard, seeing what he has, seeing if that's going to be worth interacting with. And so I'm going to synchro into Cookie. He's going to get the add off the Lucius here. He's going to add Phimina just to have some search fodder. And then Cookie's going to book his 2 fusions down. Phimina's going to attempt to fuse. I'm going to chain the Cookie. We're going to summon out a Lollipo and a Snatchy here. And then he's going to fuse off those 2 for the Secretarian Dragon. I had it mistaken. There will be a second where I'm like overthinking things. Secretarian Dragon's just the Spellcaster Dragon negate, plus you can shuffle back one spellcaster and then one spellcaster or dragon and then summon the other type back. I was thinking of Mysterion, which is the one that if you summon the same type or something like that, it can banish everything with that type or something like that, which is fairly good in the yummy, but you can work yourself around it. You can dodge it. But he's going to target the Arthalion and the Phimina. He doesn't have to declare which one he wants to summon back and which one he's shuffling. He just has to target those 2 things. And so the debate here was what I needed to do. He's already got 2 Arthalions in his banished. And so I do believe we just say that's good. A little bit of reading here. So at this point, he's probably debating how to get some more damage onto the field. He's got Rahu Dracotail, which is huge. So that's going to let him summon that Arthalion. He's going to send a Malulu and summon out the big guy. He's already used the bounce, so he's not going to be able to bounce this time. And then he's going to attempt to go to battle, to which at this point we say that's fine. He's going to declare on declaration. I'm going to chain Snatchy to bring out the Lollipo. Synchro those off. Bring the Lollipo out. The Lollipo is going to summon back 2 little guys, and then that's going to be able to boost them higher than any of his guys are able to get through. Just deciding on what I need for that 3rd name. So we bring out a Snatchy, so all of them are being boosted by 25. I believe Snatchy is the lowest at 600. And so those are going to be bigger than the Arthalion. And so that will probably end the battle phase here. And that's it. That's the game. Really long game 3, but should have been shorter since I had that illegal activation of the Mulcharmy. But that is sometimes how it goes. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.